Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've got a few topics to cover today, including some Nintendo Switch sales numbers as well as Metroid Dread. But before we get started, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. That's the best way to let me know you enjoy the content on this channel. Now let's get started. Nintendo's financial reports came out and they're looking pretty good for the Switch. Here's a tweet from Video Game Charts. It says, with 10.67 million units distributed in Q4 2021, Switch reached 103.54 million life to date and is now the 5th best selling console ever, surpassing the Wii and PS1. And this really isn't much of a surprise as the Switch has just been selling like crazy. They have included in this tweet the top 10 all best selling consoles, and as you can see, the Switch is kind of in the middle now. You still have the PS4, the Game Boy, the DS, and the PS2. So the Switch is only about 2/3 of the way from being the best selling console of all time. Now, it was a head of Nintendo, I don't remember exactly who it was, that was quoted recently saying that the Switch is only about halfway through its life cycle. If this is true and these trends continue, I could definitely see it outpacing the PS2. But what do you think? Do you think that the Switch will end up being the best-selling console of all time? Let me know. In a related note, the Nintendo chief Furukawa recently spoke with Bloomberg, and there was a pretty interesting extract I want to read here. It says, Nintendo chief Furukawa said in November that the company plans to spend up to 100 billion yen to strengthen its game development arsenal with a focus on promoting organic growth. On Thursday, he reiterated that Nintendo plans no change in its investment policy, though he also said that the company isn't against acquisitions if those are necessary. Quote, our brand was built upon products crafted with dedication by our employees, and having a large number of people who don't possess Nintendo DNA in our group would not be a plus for the company. So it's not unknown for Nintendo to say one thing to the press and do something different. But also, Nintendo doesn't have a huge history of acquiring companies. They have some, but it's not nearly the level that you're seeing Microsoft doing now, especially big companies. So I guess we'll see if we hear any acquisition stuff from Nintendo anytime soon, if this was just maybe a PR move. I guess we'll find out. And with Nintendo Switch sales being so good, we've also got an improvement on software. So there's a kind of a Switch effect that people will refer to that games just sell better. Let's take a look here at a tweet from Daniel Hamad. It says, Metroid Dread is set to become the best-selling title in the franchise. It has sold more than 2.7 million units as of December 31st. Metroid has always been an extremely niche IP for Nintendo, but the new title has already sold more than every game except Prime and will surpass it soon. So let's take a little look at this chart. Now, games that didn't sell more than 1 million units aren't on here, but as you can see, Metroid Dread on the far right is just about to overcome Metroid Prime. And only the original Metroid game is close to both Prime and Dread. Now, there was also a Metroid Prime trilogy that was released for the Wii that sold probably about 500,000 units. You probably could add that into Prime's totals, but I think a lot of people that bought Prime Trilogy probably already played through Prime on the GameCube. This is definitely impressive, and I love the Metroid series, and so I'm hoping this gives this series a boost and gets more people interested in it. In our last bit of news, IGN is having their Fan Fest. They say, it's almost here, IGN Fan Fest will return February 19th starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. Check out our packed schedule for the show, which includes Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Paramount Plus's Halo TV series, Spider-Man No Way Home, and more. Now these are all interesting topics, but when you zoom in here on their poster, one particular game caught my attention, and that's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This game looks like a throwback to the original TMNT games in the arcades, like Turtles in Time, and is looking excellent. But we've not seen anything about this game in about 5 months, so it'll be interesting to see if we get another trailer. The last one was an April O'Neil trailer that showed gameplay as April, so I'm hoping that we'll get to see more characters. I don't think we're going to see a shadow drop of this game. It's been less than a year since it was announced, and I think that if they were ready to release this game, we would have seen more trailers, more characters, and so on. But I, for one, will definitely be checking it out. So is there anything here that really interests you? Do you think the Switch is going to overtake the PS2? And are you interested in Shredder's Revenge? Drop me a comment and let me know. I want to thank you for watching, and be good.